welcome back to the channel. My name is Richard and this is Lap of the World, your home for road trips and racetracks, among other things. What you are about to watch is what I'm calling a pilot video for what may or may not become a series of how-to installments for each track that I visit going forward. So, with it being a pilot, I definitely want to know what you think of it. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this format of video. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Was there too much information? Not enough information? I welcome any suggestions as well as constructive criticism. That said, if you do enjoy it or you do find it helpful when you go and visit the firm in this case, please don't forget to leave a like below and consider subscribing to the channel as that helps me. One last point of order though, before we get into the meat of the video, my next event is down at Roebling Road on March 28th and 29th of 2020. And that is also with Just Track It. That is the same track day provider with whom I went to the firm and had a great time. I've left links in the description below to their website. So if you were considering a track event around the end of March this year, you can go there and take a look if you're in the Southeast or looking to travel. So, may see you there. On to the video. The goal then with this video series is to condense some of the more practical information that might help you if you plan to visit a track, and include some of the details that often hit the cutting room floor when I'm putting together the more vlog-ish track feature videos. This is the first video in the series, so again I welcome any feedback in the interest of refining things for the future. Without further ado though, let's take a look at how to the firm. The Florida International Rally and Motorsports Park is a multifaceted and multi-surface track and training facility in Stark, Florida. In addition to its 1.6-mile road course, it also houses the Rally Pro School and ISA, the International Security Academy. We'll be covering the road course in this video, but most of the general information should apply regardless of why you're planning to visit. Just Track It is the only independent track day provider that I found currently listing an event on Motorsports Reg at the firm. If you missed that one, the firm does host their own open track days throughout the season, and you can even get a bulk discount on these through their Drivers Club. Links to both Just Track It and the firm are in the video description. Information on the firm's Drivers Club can be found on their website. Yeah, here's the address. Now go put it in your phone like everyone else. Also, remember Atlanta traffic sucks if you're coming from north of that city. First, and this may sound like common sense, but book early. Accommodations close to the track can be limited, as I found. I tried to book about a week before the event and ended up having to stay in Palatka, 40 minutes away. For the record, the Best Western I stayed in there was well kept and the area seemed nice. There are lodging options in Stark and Waldo, each just 10 minutes from the track, but depending on your taste in hotels and motels, you might also consider a bed and breakfast or a larger property in Gainesville or Jacksonville. You can find other recommendations on the firm's website as well. Lastly, while it wasn't possible as of this video to camp in the facility for a number of reasons, if you prefer that option, there is a KOA site in Stark as well. One of very few lacks I discovered at the firm was an absence of an on-site food option. There is a vending machine on site for water and sports drinks, but you'll need to go outside for food or plan to get creative with delivery options or bring your own food and grill out, which is allowed. If you're watching this and you are a track day provider, please note that food trucks are also allowed on site. For my own part, I bought lunch the night before and packed my sandwich in a cooler to avoid the need to leave during the day. Your closest options for fuel are again just south on Florida 100 with a few filling stations in or around Keystone Heights. I noted that the Sunoco station closest to the track did not seem to price gouge when I was there. I cannot speak to the availability of race fuel, but there is probably a phone app for that if you need it. For parts, this area should probably have you covered. Between Keystone Heights to the south and Stark to the north, I think I noted at least one, if not multiple, of most major parts chains, plus some local outlets. The firm as a facility is light on infrastructure, but still boasts some key amenities to note. Namely, for Florida summers, a climate-controlled classroom, lounge, and restrooms. For the fair-skinned, shade outside is available on account of the surrounding stands of mature trees, but not much else. The paddock area consists of paved streets that surround packed sand and grass parking areas. This is similar to Carolina Motorsports Park if you've been to that facility. But that is to say, you should bring something to put your jack and jack stands on if you anticipate needing to have your car in the air for maintenance or other work, or to change tires. The firm asks that you use blocks under your jacks and stands on the pavement as well to preserve the surface. Garages are available for lease, but space is limited, so call ahead well in advance if your plans involve needing a bay under roof. Other facility notes and details are available on the firm's website. Now, onto the track itself. If you would like to see me actually driving consecutive laps of the track, please find my Just the Laps video from the firm, a link to which is probably appearing in the upper right-hand corner of the video as I say this. Consisting of 1.6 miles of paved surface and 10 turns, the road course at the firm is both fun and challenging. With no elevation change to speak of, it still packs a lot of variety with both fast and slow turns, as well as a technical S's section and slight banking. In my stock motor NSX, I saw top speeds around 115 miles per hour, with the slowest turn taken around 30 miles per hour. I did not personally find it overly taxing on tires or brakes, though you do get heat in the brakes as evidenced by my crack rotor in windy 50-degree conditions. Then again, the sub 3,000 pound NSX has never been very rough on consumables, so your mileage may vary. While most turns have ample runoff, and outside of turns 8 and 10 there are no walls to speak of, it's still advisable to respect the track limits, as there can be abrupt drops from the tarmac to the sand or grass, which could endanger a wheel or cut a tire. In particular, be careful on track out after turns 4, 7, and 8, as some holes can develop there if people take liberties with the track limits through a weekend. The curbs are, some pun intended, hit or miss. The red and white stripes are go in turns 1 through 4, turns 5 and 6 probably only with a compliant suspension. In the S's you can use this one and this one, but you should stay off this one because it will bounce you into that one, which from experience isn't very friendly. You can probably use the curbs in 7 and 8 assuming your line dictates that, and 10 is also relatively friendly. One point of housekeeping that I heard a couple of anecdotes about: please note as you're lining up to get on the track that the escape route for the hardest braking zone on the course is the pit in, pit out road, so leave that left lane clear as you're lining up to go out. So I've mentioned a few things here that might save you some angst, but I'll consolidate those and then add a couple more. First, the entry gate required some inside knowledge and ingenuity on my part. Getting into the track requires you to press a button, basically in a phone booth. This can be tricky in a low car. I ended up using the padded handle of a small camera pole to reach it on both mornings. Exiting the track, as I mentioned, you need to pull within a few feet of the gate to trigger the sensor. To save yourself too many trips up and down the slightly bumpy entry road, remember to bring food with you or explore delivery options or cook out. If you anticipate even moderately windy conditions, especially with any rally activities going on, the paddock can get pretty dusty, so I would advise keeping your windows up if you have them between runs. Thank you then for watching How To the Firm. Hopefully this has been helpful if you plan to visit this unique facility. Thanks again to the management at the firm as well as Just Track It for making my own experience there fun and stress-free. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please remember to leave a like, comment with any suggestions, and consider subscribing. Until next time, I'm Richard, this is Lap of the World, and I will see you in the next video, if not at the track.